Yo, stop what you're doing because the streets just caught fire again and 50 Cent is the one holding the flamethrower. Out of nowhere, the rap legend who beefs for sport just sparked a brand new war, dragging Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda right into the smoke with Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek. And when I tell you this beef got more layers than a Drake diss track and more plot twists than a Netflix scandal, I mean chaos. It's the kind of drama that makes the Kardashians look like quiet librarians. One minute everyone's all smiles at an event. Next minute, cryptic posts, sneak disses, and subliminal shots flying like Nerf bullets at a family reunion. Word on the street? 50's been plotting this move like Thanos collecting Infinity Stones, and this time, everybody's getting snapped, rumors are swirling, fans are choosing sides, and the hip-hop world's losing its mind. But what really pushed 50 to reignite old flames? Why are Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda suddenly spinning the block on Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek? And who's really behind the leak that set it all off? Strap in, cause this isn't just beef. This is rap warfare reloaded. The internet was minding its business, scrolling through the usual rapper flexes and influencer drama, when suddenly, boom, 50 Cent drops a cryptic post that had everyone choking on their morning coffee. No tag, no names, just a few words and a smirk emoji. But the streets? They knew exactly who he was talking about. The caption read like a shot fired in a crowded room, and within minutes, the hip-hop blogs were in meltdown mode. 50 wasn't just throwing shade. He was launching a missile straight toward Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek. See, this isn't new territory for 50. He's the undefeated heavyweight in petty wars, the undisputed king of I said what I said. Every time the rap game starts to get quiet, he just pulls a trigger word and boom, chaos reigns. But this time, it hit different, because he wasn't alone. Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda, two of the realest from his camp, suddenly started echoing his energy. Subtle at first, but you could feel it building. A comment here, a lyric there, and before long, social media started connecting dots faster than a conspiracy theorist on Red Bull. The tension had been bubbling for months. Ever since Jim Jones took a few subliminal shots during that podcast appearance, mentioning how some rappers act tough on camera but hide behind nostalgia, fans instantly knew he was poking the G-Unit bear. And Memphis Bleek, loyal to Jay-Z till the grave, wasn't exactly cheering for 50 either. Bleek's cryptic posts about real hustlers moving in silence didn't help the situation. The whole thing smelled like gasoline waiting for a match, and guess who showed up with the lighter? When 50 Cent finally responded, he didn't hold back. He reposted an old G-Unit performance clip with the caption, "Some of y'all forgot who built this. Savage, direct, and cold." Fans went crazy, flooding the comments with memes of Jim Jones ducking bullets and Memphis Bleek dodging shade. It was classic 50. The man doesn't need a full diss track to destroy reputations. A single Instagram post is his version of a tactical strike. Meanwhile, Tony Yayo started liking posts that hinted at the drama. One fan page caught him double tapping a meme that showed Jim Jones' face photoshopped onto a punching bag labeled 50's comeback practice. The internet erupted. Uncle Murda wasn't far behind, posting a story with a line from his wrap-up series, "They say old beefs never die. They just get richer." That one sentence had people replaying every lyric he ever wrote, searching for subliminal clues like detectives in a Netflix crime doc. Then came the leak. Some anonymous account claiming industry TIs dropped a voice note that allegedly caught 50 talking strategy with Yayo and Murda. Whether it was real or not didn't matter, fans ate it up. In the clip, a voice that sounded like 50 says, "If they wanna talk slick, we gon' remind them who's who." The internet went nuclear. Hashtags like hashtag G-Unit Reloaded and hashtag 50 versus Jim started trending within hours. You couldn't open a timeline without seeing memes of 50 sitting on a throne made of mixtape CDs while Jim and Bleek argued in the background. But beneath all the noise, there was strategy. 50 Cent doesn't just react, he orchestrates. Every move, every post, every shade-filled caption is calculated like chess. Some insiders even whispered that this was all part of his upcoming show promotion, that maybe this new beef was a marketing masterstroke. But others said nah, this was personal. The way Yayo and Murda got involved? That didn't look scripted. That looked like loyalty in motion. Tony Yayo, who's been down with 50 since the mixtape era, took it up a notch. He went live, casually dropping comments like, "We don't do all that talking, we handle it." That single line had viewers flooding the chat with fire emojis. Fans were begging him to drop a diss record, and rumor has it, he's already cooking something up. Uncle Murda, always the commentator of chaos, teased that his next wrap-up would be the spiciest one yet. Translation: names are getting dropped, and shots are getting fired. Meanwhile, Jim Jones played it cool at first. He laughed it off in an interview, saying, "I don't beef with legends, I motivate them." But that line? Oh, it was fuel to the fire. Within hours, 50 reposted the clip with a caption, "Motivation accepted." Fans lost it. It was like watching two heavyweight boxers shadowbox before the real fight. The anticipation was electric. Memphis Bleek jumped in with a slick comment on Twitter. Some folks still living off old mixtape money. The shade was nuclear. And if you know 50, you know he doesn't let a single insult slide. Within minutes, 50 responded with, "At least it's mine, not borrowed from Hov's closet." The comment section turned into a digital boxing ring. Every major blog from the Shade Room to academics was eating good that day. And as the drama grew, so did the theories. Fans started posting evidence of secret phone calls, industry text leaks, and old unreleased diss tracks. Every rapper with a microphone was suddenly dropping their opinion. Boozy called it classic hip-hop energy. Fat Joe said, "It's entertainment." But somebody feelings gone get hurt. The whole industry watched as the beef evolved from petty posts to a full-blown culture event. But the wildest twist, someone leaked a photo of 50, Yayo, and Uncle Murda in the studio with the caption, "Don't blink." That was it. No explanation, no hashtags. Just those two words. Don't blink. Fans went into detective mode again. Were they recording a track aimed at Jim and Bleek? Was it a G-Unit reunion track with subliminal shots baked in? Nobody knew, but everyone had an opinion. By now the energy was nuclear. Social media felt like 2005 all over again, the golden era of hip-hop beefs, resurrected and amplified by memes. And through it all, 50 looked completely unbothered, smiling, posting, laughing at the chaos he created, like a villain who knows the whole city's burning, and he's holding the match just for fun. One thing was clear. This wasn't just about music. This was about dominance, respect, legacy. 50 was reminding everyone who taught the game how to beef properly. Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda were the muscle, the soldiers who followed the general's lead without hesitation. And Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek, they were caught in a storm they might not have been ready for. Because when 50 Cent decides to play, it's not a rap battle, it's a full-blown war zone. And this time, nobody's walking away clean. By the time fans finished arguing about whether 50 Cent was trolling or declaring war, the situation had already evolved into something wilder. The memes, the TikToks, the fake diss tracks, everything exploded overnight. 1 minute you're scrolling past a cooking video. The next minute there's a remix of Jim Jones' laugh being looped over many men. The internet was having a field day. It was like the Super Bowl of rap beefs, except nobody knew what quarter they were in, and 50 was both quarterback and commentator. What made this chaos even better was the mystery. No one could tell what was real and what was strategic trolling. Some swore it was a publicity stunt for an upcoming G-Unit documentary. Others were convinced this was personal. And when Tony Yayo went on Instagram Live again, sipping from a cup and smirking like a man who knew something the world didn't, that was all it took. The comments section turned into a wildfire. Every fan became Sherlock Holmes with Wi-Fi, dissecting facial expressions like this was a CIA briefing. Then Uncle Murda fanned the flames even harder. He posted a short clip saying, "Ain't no fake smoke, just real talk," 4 words, and boom, the entire internet went code red. Hip-hop pages, gossip channels, And fan blogs started dropping inside info like they were part of 50's marketing team. Rumors spread that a diss track titled Rewind the Tape was being recorded in the shadows. Fake tracklists appeared online, some even with doctored cover art showing 50 and Yayo standing on a chessboard with crowns under their feet. It was digital mayhem. Jim Jones finally decided to clap back, not with words, but with swagger. He posted a video of himself in the gym, doing pull-ups with the caption, "We train different." The energy screamed, "I'm ready if you are." Fans flooded the comments with fire emojis and G-Unit jokes. But here's the thing. 50 saw it. And he doesn't ignore anything. Hours later, he dropped an image of himself sipping champagne on a yacht with the caption, "We relax different." The internet collectively screamed. It wasn't just petty, it was poetic. And that's when Memphis Bleek stepped into the ring for real. He did an interview where he said, "Some people build their careers off drama, others build empires." Everyone knew who he was talking about. Within minutes, 50 reposted the clip with one simple response, "Empire built on whose money though?" Boom! Another explosion. Fans couldn't breathe. You could practically hear the internet combust. Every reaction became its own storyline. Drake was caught liking one of 50's posts, and people lost their minds. Drake picked sides, trended on Twitter for 12 hours straight. Then Rick Ross jumped in, saying he was loving the energy. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Ross and 50's history could fill a Netflix season of its own. It felt like the entire rap world was either laughing, choosing sides, or secretly plotting their own diss tracks just to join the trend. But here's where it got wild. Someone leaked what looked like a DM conversation between 50 and a music exec talking about Phase 2. Fans went full conspiracy mode. Was Phase 2 the diss track? A documentary? A tour? Theories flooded YouTube. Reaction channels milked every frame, every syllable, every emoji. You'd think 50 Cent was running for president the way people analyzed him. Then came the memes. Jim Jones' workout clip was edited into every possible version, from Rocky training montages to 50's in the club beat. Memphis Bleek got turned into a trending GIF that said, "Still waiting for that Empire check." Even Yale became a meme legend overnight after saying, "We not arguing with rappers we already beat." The comment alone had fans quoting it like scripture. And through all this, Uncle Murda dropped a teaser, just 10 seconds of a new track. The beat was menacing, the lyrics were blurred out, but the caption read, "Y'all better chill." That's all it took. Hip-hop Twitter lost its collective mind. Speculation ran wild that Murda was about to throw the first lyrical punch. And if that wasn't enough, 50 reposted the clip with the caption, "History repeats itself." The tension was unbearable. Meanwhile, Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek weren't sitting quietly either. Word leaked that they were planning to address the situation in a joint interview. The teaser clip showed Jim laughing and saying, "We ain't worried about no mixtape millionaires." The disrespect was loud. But 50's response? Pure nuclear. He posted a picture of his platinum plaques with the caption, "Still cashing mixtape checks while y'all stream excuses." Internet chaos. Once again, this feud started mutating like a virus. Every new post added another layer of drama. You had fans editing old G-Unit music videos with captions like, "When legends wake up petty." Others made compilation videos of every time 50, Yayo, and Murda mentioned Jim or Bleek in the past. It was part history lesson, part digital street war. And the craziest part, it felt authentic. This wasn't two rappers pretending for clout. This felt like ego, pride, and legacy crashing into each other at 200 miles per hour. The media coverage turned the situation into a cultural event. Talk shows debated whether 50 was saving hip-hop beef or just reviving chaos for clicks. Fans didn't care. They were entertained. Every day brought a new twist. Every hour, a new rumor. Even neutral artists couldn't resist the temptation. Jadakiss tweeted, "I love when it gets competitive again." That single tweet sent the internet into another frenzy, with fans begging him to pick a side. But beneath all the headlines and hashtags, something was brewing. G-Unit was suddenly trending again after years of silence. Younger fans who only knew 50 for his TV shows were diving into old tracks. discovering how ruthless he was in his prime. The new generation was learning that when 50 Cent enters a beef, it's not a social media moment, it's an era. Then, in true cinematic style, 50 posted a photo that broke the internet again, him standing in front of a private jet. Captioned, "The calm before the storm." It wasn't loud, it wasn't direct, but everyone knew what it meant. Something big was coming. Fans were on edge, checking his stories like stock traders watching markets crash. This beef had turned into a full-blown saga, a digital soap opera wrapped in bars, memes, and money. And the scary part? It was only getting started. Because every time someone thought it was cooling off, 50 would drop another bomb just to remind everyone who controls the temperature. The man doesn't play chess, he is the board. And everyone else? Just pieces in the game he invented. When the smoke started to clear, or at least when fans thought it would, 50 Cent decided it was time to crank the chaos back up to a dangerous level. Out of nowhere, he posted a snippet from a new track. The beat hit hard, that grimy G-Unit bass line that makes your head nod without permission. And the first line, "They forgot who birthed the hustle," that was it. 5 words, and the internet lost all sense of reality. Within minutes, hashtag 50back was trending across every platform. The man had turned a social media beef into a cultural reset. The snippet barely lasted 20 seconds, but it was enough. The delivery, the tone, the smirk in his voice, it all screamed, "I'm not done yet." And the real kicker, you could hear Tony Yayo ad-libs in the background, hyping him up like it was 2003 all over again. Uncle Murda added fuel to the inferno, posting a photo of the studio with the caption, "It's about to get disrespectful." That one line hit harder than a diss track. The internet collectively leaned in like they were watching the final episode of a drama they didn't want to end. Meanwhile, Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek tried to play it cool, at least publicly. Jim dropped another workout clip, this time with a line from a new freestyle. "They talk legacy, I talk longevity." It was smooth, confident, but the undertone was clear. He was drawing lines in the sand. Memphis Bleek, ever the diplomat, said in a live stream, "We too grown for this. But if it's music, let's make it music." Respectful words, but 50 doesn't do grown. He does petty billionaire with unlimited Wi-Fi. So, of course, the next day, 50 Cent posted a photo of a boxing ring with the caption, "Music is the only ring I fight in." The internet imploded again. Every blog, every podcast, every YouTube gossip channel started counting down like it was New Year's Eve. Rumors swirled that the diss track was set to drop at midnight. Fans were refreshing pages like sneakerheads waiting on a drop. And when the clock hit 12, silence. No song, just a new post. A picture of 50 laughing. Caption, "Gotcha." Classic.it wasn't about music anymore. It was about control. 50 was toying with the entire culture like a puppet master who already knew the ending. Every move was psychological warfare. He didn't even need to drop a track, his silence did more damage than most rappers' albums. But behind the trolling, there was power. The man had made the world talk about G-Unit again. He had Yayo and Murda trending alongside mainstream names. He made old-school beef cool again in an era obsessed with TikTok dances and microwave fame. Tony Yayo doubled down by releasing a freestyle over a classic beat. It wasn't a diss track, but the subliminals were loud. "We don't talk on podcasts, we make headlines." The flow was sharp, confident, full of that vintage G-Unit attitude. Fans were ecstatic, it felt like a time machine. The comments were pure nostalgia mixed with adrenaline. This the energy hip-hop been missing. They woke the monster up. Even critics couldn't deny it, whatever 50 was doing. It was working. Jim Jones tried to flip the narrative. He started saying the beef was good for the culture, acting unbothered, laughing in interviews. But you could see it, the irritation, the ego bruised just a little. Because deep down, everyone knows, when 50 starts trolling, you can't win. You might rap harder, post louder, even try to act above it, but he'll meme you into submission. Memphis Bleek tried to mediate again, saying, "I respect everybody. I just stay in my lane." But the internet doesn't do lanes, it does chaos. Fans flooded his comments with 50 memes, turning every attempt at peace into a punchline. Even celebrities jumped in. Charlemagne the God called it the most entertaining beef of the decade. Snoop Dogg reposted a meme of 50 sitting in a director's chair labeled drama coordinator. You couldn't escape it. 50 Cent had turned controversy into an art form. Then came the aftermath. Streams for G-Unit tracks skyrocketed. Tony Yayo's follower count jumped by hundreds of thousands. Uncle Murda's old wrap-up video started trending again. Even 50's TV shows saw a spike in viewership. It was like beef was the new marketing plan. Every punchline turned into a payday. And that's when people realized maybe this wasn't just about old grudges. Maybe this was chess disguised as chaos. But not everyone saw it that way. Some industry heads started whispering that 50 was bullying the culture. Others defended him, saying he was keeping hip-hop alive. The debate raged on. Was he the villain or the visionary? The truth? Probably both. Because love him or hate him, nobody commands attention like Curtis Jackson. He doesn't just trend, he dominates the timeline, hijacks the algorithm, and makes sure the last laugh always belongs to him. Jim Jones eventually dropped his response track. It was slick, full of clever jabs and Harlem energy, but the internet had already decided the winner. 50 didn't even respond with a verse, he just reposted the track with the caption, "Cute. Game over." You could almost hear the collective echoing across social media. Because that's how you end a fight when you're 50 Cent, not with bars, but with disrespectful calm. Weeks passed, but the aftershocks kept coming. Every interview, every red carpet, every podcast somehow circled back to the beef. And 50? He milked it like a pro. Dropped merch. Teased a new era of G-Unit. Announced a mini tour with Yayo and Murda. Fans couldn't believe it, the man had turned digital drama into dollars. Again, the craziest part. Even Jim and Bleek had to admit it. Jim said in a later interview, 50 a marketing genius. He don't just beef, he build brands. That line hit hard because it was true. Beneath the trolling, beneath the chaos, 50 Cent had turned an online squabble into a cultural masterclass. The man played the game like he invented it because in many ways, he did. By the time the dust finally settled, everyone had won something. Jim Jones got his streams up. Memphis Bleek reminded people he still existed. Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda became heroes of the internet once again. And 50 Cent. He walked away, unbothered, undefeated, and richer than before, laughing like a man who just proved a point. In the end, this wasn't just a beef. It was theater. A masterclass in manipulation, entertainment, and pure ego-fueled artistry. 50 Cent didn't just spark a feud, he resurrected the lost art of spectacle. And as fans replayed every post, every diss, every meme, one thing became crystal clear. No one does drama like 50. He doesn't start fires, he builds bonfires and sells tickets to the show. And somewhere in the chaos, one truth burned brighter than ever: when 50 Cent enters the room, hip-hop stops to watch. Because love him or hate him, he is the culture's most dangerous storyteller. And this was just another chapter in his never-ending saga of beautiful destruction. And there you have it, another classic 50 Cent demolition job. The man doesn't drop diss tracks. He drops nuclear events. Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda got the world watching again. Jim Jones and Memphis Bleek caught in the crossfire. And fans feasting like it's Thanksgiving in hip-hop land. You gotta admit, nobody plays the game like 50. He beefs, he wins, he cashes out all before breakfast. But let's be real, this story's not over. You know, 50 is the kind of guy who waits until everyone relaxes, then presses upload just to remind the world he's still in control. So don't blink. The next chapter could drop before you even finish your coffee. Maybe it's a diss record. Maybe it's a movie. Maybe it's another savage meme that breaks the internet. With 50, you never know, and that's why we can't look away. So if you're addicted to this madness like we are, hit that like button like it owes you money. Drop a comment and tell us who you think really won this round. Team G-Unit or Team Harlem. And while you're down there, subscribe before 50 finds your Wi-Fi and turns you into content. We don't drop rumors, we drop revelations. This is where hip-hop's wildest stories get dissected, exposed, and roasted with zero chill. You want drama? We deliver it hotter than 50's first mixtape. You want chaos? We've got more twists than a reality show finale. So keep your notifications on tight. Because this was just one fire, the next one's already sparking. Until next time, this is Truth Tattle, where the truth burns louder than the beat and the scandal never sleeps.